this, he wasn't completely sure. He wanted to discuss with others. He wanted others to voice their opinions. He wanted to hash it out. He just wanted the truth. This was not an attack by Martin Luther. This wasn't a slam on anybody. This wasn't an attack on Albert. This wasn't an attack on the Pope. This wasn't an attack on anything. He was innocent. He was pure in his desire and his agenda. He didn't have an ultimate agenda. He wasn't trying to take on the Catholic Church, dude. So let's go back to what you were talking about, Martin Luther, and you were talking about the 95 Theses. I have a tablet right here to the left of my laptop, and it has them on there. And it's very, the story starts as follows, okay? Do you know what a thesis or a thesis is? A thesis is just something from an academic world. Oh. You know that Martin Luther was a professor, right?
Was a what now?
He was a professor.
Oh, a professor. Okay, yes.
He was a teacher. He taught different things. A thesis, this was an academic call to, it's similar like in a college. Like if I went to, I went to Oklahoma State, right? So if you were at OSU and you wanted to discuss things involving your thermodynamics class or multidimensional calculus or whatever it was, then you would go to the bulletin board out into that arena or that area, and you would tack up a little card and say, we're having a get together, a discussion to figure out what's, the third law of whatever. Okay. That's kind of like what this was. Okay. You would take your theses, your points that you want to discuss, to debate, to discuss, to learn about, to affirm, or to abandon. These are, a thesis is a point that you're pretty sure about, but you're not real sure about. You'd like to debate them.
Kind of like a theory.
You would like to get somebody's point of view. Yeah. It's a very substantial theory that you're thinking, man, this has got to be true. I really want some other smart people to think about this besides me. I want this to be discussed. I want it to be refuted. I want to be convinced otherwise. The wise always wants to solidify. The foolish is not going to listen to wisdom. Martin Luther was wise. He wanted to be the academic that he was. He wanted to be proven wrong before he was going to put something out there wrong. Are you with me with this?
With you.
He came up. Now, what he was writing about was he had a problem of what was called the sale of indulgences. And here's what I mean about the sale of indulgences. What is an indulgence? Well, we're talking about something that the Catholic Church had come up with, and it's called purgatory. And it's an idea that many people agree with. It's an idea that's not scriptural at all, and it's, in my opinion, it's completely heretical. But in this day and age, it was accepted and it was normal. Purgatory was a place that you went before you went to hell or heaven to pay out your penance or to serve the last torturing that you were going to get before you got all the sins absolved from you before you could go to heaven.
Right. And my understanding.
Now, I'm trying to set a.
And my understanding was like the more sinful you were, the longer you had to be there.
Well, yeah, that, yes. And, or you might have been too sinful that you're not going to be there at all. I mean, that's, that might be, it's kind of rough. So in the late 13th century, I think, beginning of the 14th century or something like this, we got to this doctrine of the treasury of merit. And they did all this penance and they stored up all these merits or credits in what was called the treasury of merit. And like their balance when they got to St. Peter's Gate was that, man, I've done so many great, better things than I have sinned that I've got all these deposits to make into the treasury of merit. And they bypass purgatory and then they go straight to heaven. Are you with me so far?
I'm following.
So we've got a balance. So we've got a balance. Now we're in the black instead of the red. Like, Black Friday sales. We're going to get our coffers up and get some surplus money in there so we can, help these people out in purgatory, as it were. And that's the doctrine of that. Okay, the Bible that had been translated that Martin Luther was reading at the time was translated from the Latin Vulgate. Right?
Uh-huh.
Are you with me? The Latin Vulgate had the Greek phrase a little bit different. It said to do penance. Now, to repent means that this is kind of a positional thing. Are you with me? To repent, it's a positional. You're walking away from Christ and you're walking towards sin, or you're facing towards sin. Repent needs to turn your thinking around, turn your position around, step away, turn away from sin, and turn towards Christ. That's what repent means. It's a position, as it were. Okay, Latin Vulgate translation teaching to go do penance. To go do penance means to give money in their vernacular. That's what they mean by do penance. Give money, give money, give money, give money. Okay. Well, at the time, we've got a pope. The pope is Leo the 10th. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But this is at the time of Martin Luther when he's putting these theses up here.
Okay.
And this is what caused him to put his theses up on the thing. Since he'd written Fat Albert of Mainz, and says, hey, we're abusing this stuff. What's going on? And he said, no, you don't know what you're talking about. So he goes and he's, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Albert of Mainz is right. I'm going to go tack up my 95 theses on the door. Maybe I'll have a taker. Maybe I'll be able to discuss this. Maybe I'll be able to do this. Okay. He wasn't completely sure. He wanted to discuss with others. He wanted others to voice their opinions. He wanted to hash it out. He just wanted the truth. This was not an attack by Martin Luther. This wasn't a slam on anybody. This wasn't an attack on Albert. This wasn't an attack on the Pope. This wasn't an attack on anything. He was innocent. He was pure in his desire and his agenda. He didn't have an ultimate agenda. He wasn't trying to take on the Catholic Church, dude. He just wanted to say, man, I think we got a problem. I think we're abusing some things. Do you think we might want to make a couple little changes? I don't think the people can afford this, and I'm not sure that this is biblical. Can we just step back and look at this? This is all he wanted to do. It was no big deal.
Well,
but he says, I just need, I just want to change the abuse.
I think you started preaching a little bit.